Estranged. That's how I feel. When I try to write this, estranged is the only word I can come up with. I don't get it. I don't think about it. I never have. I've been living in it nearly all my life, drenched in it. I am it, technically. It's natural. Diversity. How exactly do I embody diversity? Well, for one, I'm multiracial, although for me, I wouldn't call it multiracial. I'd call it multicultural. I don't notice differences in skin color. I notice social ones. After all, it's our cultural differences that separate us, right? And sure, race can have a lot to do with that, but it's not the only factor, right? It always sort of phases me when I'm filling out one of those questionnaires that asks you to check a box indicating your race, and there aren't separate boxes for American and European. Is it really weird that I think that these two groups are different? No. They're the same. They're both white. Yeah. Uh-huh. Meanwhile, these two groups can have completely different beliefs, perceptions, and behaviors based on their different cultures. I'm getting a little bit technical here, aren't I? I'll tell you a story, and you'll see my point of view. My mother is Chinese. Somehow, the dominant gene for black hair didn't get to me, along with many other Chinese features. I pretty much look like my dad, locks of brown hair, large green eyes. So, one day, my 4-year-old self is sitting pretty in a stroller pushed by mommy. She stops the stroller to sit at a nearby bench and feed me yummy apple slices. Someone notices us and comes over and looks at me happily mashing away on little apple slices and proclaims to my mother, "What an adorable child! Are you her nanny?" My mom chuckles a bit. Throughout the younger years of my life, my mother is seen as my nanny to the outside eye, but I'm not offended. They're corrected after making the wrong assumption. They're apologetic for making that assumption, and that's that. You know, if we were all more understanding that we're bound to make implicit judgments and automatic associations based on pre-existing generalizations to make sense of situations by drawing on our old judgments, I wonder sometimes. Well, I grew up with pretty much no separation of cliques according to race, and here at Duke, there are certain subtleties I can't help but notice. Like what is it with those different sorority and fraternity division things? The black sororities, Asian fraternities, white fraternities, you know, that kind of division? That one, that's a Pan-Hellenic sorority. They don't rush. They go through formal recruitment. That one's an Asian sorority. That one is a black fraternity. Oh, I hear their rush process is intense, yo! What is with all of this division? Dude, I don't get it. But let's think about another potential situation here. A white guy in a black fraternity. I think a lot of people would respond, "Oh my gosh, a white guy in a black fraternity? Are you for serious?" Is it weird that I wouldn't respond like that at all? That it wouldn't faze me at all? I think in situations like these, I'm too afraid to just stand up and say, "So what?" I mean, yeah, it would be something that sticks out, like a sugar cookie and a pile of brownies. But past that, I have no judgment. I would judge that situation the way I would judge looking at a sugar cookie and a pile of brownies. How do I feel about this sugar cookie amongst all these brownies? Well, I don't know. I don't feel anything, really. No judgment. But, yeah, I could put myself in others' shoes and see how they would be fazed. There are a lot of expectations we have imposed upon us to stick to our groups and act in line with them. But what if we realize that these expectations just reinforce us to conform to roles based on our stereotypes? What if we stop considering them such a big deal? So what?